Hi. Oh,
Hi. Hello. My name is Hermit, and the character I'm playing is Marfu Strongheart, a dwarven barbarian that will slay anything that gets in his way with his new profound powers. And, well, if he gets allies that he trusts enough, he'll protect them to the very end.
Well, hello, I'm Walter, and today and for the other sessions, I will be playing Kaaheri, which is who is a warlock that was in contact with some otherworldly beings and is searching for meaning in the world that he cannot comprehend anymore.
And that's very nice. Also, I just realized that my mic was muted for most of that little for both of your introductions. So anyone who's watching this now or in the future here heard none of that and none of what I said. So,
Alrighty.
hi everybody. Welcome to welcome to another episode of Amir for realsies this time. As always, I'm your host and DM Lottie, and uh, both all of my original players were in one way, shape, or form unavailable. So instead, I've recruited two new faces to join us permanently, as well as a guest who will introduce himself shortly. But first, a bit of sadder news. One of our regulars has, well, they've been having a rather chaotic life lately, so they've decided to bow out of the campaign for now, possibly indefinitely. But yeah, we've still got our other two old faces. They'll just be joined by two new faces. And with that said, we also have our guest who's there in the upper left. Why don't you introduce yourself, sir?
Hi, everyone. Our name is Paulo Jelly. We are a jellyfish VTuber. We're here to, keep things spiced up, Not sure if you want us to get into character introduction yet, so we're just going to hold off on that.
Yeah. Thank you. So with all that, since you're all new to the campaign, I suppose I should give a little introduction. Yes, yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
please.
Yep.
Okay. Gotta stretch my DMing muscles. It may sound like I'm cracking my neck, but don't worry. That's just the that's just the improvisational bones snapping into place. Ah. So, Emer, the land of blood, honor, and alchemy. In one way, shape, or form, you've all heard of this place. A kingdom divided between lords who, with shocking regularity, go to war with each other. Not civil war, mind you, but a, a more civilized form of war. In Emir, war is a it's an art. It's an art almost. The clashing of blades and the proving of one's honor and worthiness. These are the things that fill the minds of Amirian children who one day grow up to, well, fight in war. It is the paradise of war hearts, and as well as mercenaries who go to make their fame and coin. For one reason or another, you have all been drawn towards this place for a mission, a goal, or a desire. Something drawing you here, but who knows? you may find more than you bargained for in the tropical, sun-soaked nation of spilt blood. Our attention goes to a small transport ship of both cargo and men, known as the Argosy, on which are several civilians, some traders, others simply attempting to visit the legendarily beautiful city of Spearpoint, the capital of Emer. And on this boat, we find you all. So let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by his toe. If you also let him go, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Our guest, the captain of the ship. Give your character introduction first, if you would.
Alright. The name's Captain Baroshka. I'm the captain of this here ship. I don't take shit from no one. I'll do the work proper, right? But you better do it too. Now, I'm getting pretty old in my years. Getting about 280 years old. I'm a bit short, 4 foot, 200 pounds, bit of a rotund man, I'll admit. Hair's going gray. I'm barking orders at everyone on my ship. Where do you think you're putting that box? No, that's not stowed for sea. Tie it down. You want it spilling everywhere? You, where are you going? And just directing traffic, basically.
Very good. So yes, the captain barking orders. Next up, Walther, would you please give your character introduction? Where are you on the ship? Are you down below? Are you below deck? Are you on deck watching the waves? What's going on?
Kaaheri is on the deck watching not the wave but the sky. He looks a bit out of it, like as if he was thinking about something. And sometimes he looks back to, like, for example, if someone walks by him or anything. He really looks like he's doing nothing.
All right, very good, very good. And lastly, Hermit, what is your character doing?
My character's probably down, probably in his room, sharpening his axe, getting ready his weapons and stuff. He's a short little 4'10" dwarf, medium size, about 150 pounds. He's slightly pale, with his left eye permanently shut, with a claw mark all the way right down, as well as on his back has a nice big claw mark going from his right shoulder blade all the way to his left waist. So basically pretty rough around the edges. His beard is nice, relatively trimmed, but is pretty dirty. Can't be kept as much as he's been basically going around. He has a nice buzz cut, black, of course, hair, raven black. And yeah, so he's basically sitting around with little leathers and stuff, getting his armor ready, getting his weapons prepared for whatever he's going to come onto this island, or sorry, this port city, to see if he can, find what he's looking for.
All right. So, all right, with that, Hermit, as you're sharpening your weapons, getting everything ready, roll me a perception check if you would. And I should probably explain. For people at home, we're doing this over a D&D server because virtual tabletops scare and confuse my mind. So just head over to dice rolls and roll your dice there.
Yeah, just one flat D20, right?
D20 plus any bonuses you have to perception.
I have 0, so just flat.
Yeah.
Great, 15.
All right. With the 15. Okay, with the 15, you hear a large number of shoes and feet hitting the floorboards going past your door. It sounds like people are in a rush outside.
Alright, I'm gonna immediately grab all my shit and start going right out the door to where the action's going.
All right. You see, it's a few of the common people who are traveling with the ship. One or two merchants. They all seem to be heading up to deck. And once they do, you see one particular merchant pointing off the bow and saying, there it is," as he's pointing towards the waves.
Righty. I'll definitely go up on the deck and try to see what's at the waves, like what's going on.
Roll perception, and Walther and Paulo. It's at this point that you both notice the large amount of people who have come onto the deck and are looking off into the waves as well. So if you'd like, you could also make a perception check.
A nice fat 4.
Yeah, you might be a short king, but you're still short, my friend. You can't see over the heads of the others.
Get out of my way!
Oof.
And that's a 14 for me.
And let's see. Walher with a 14. You're actually the only one who can see this. Paulo, someone is also blocking your view. Walher, you see cresting just over the waves is the spiny ridges of what looks like a giant turtle shell. And soon breaching over the top. Oh, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, no, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, shove the person in front of me out of my way, and I was like, "Hey, stop lollygagging! We got work to do! If you ain't helping, get out of the way! Come on!"
Roll a persuasion check to disperse the crowd.
Persuasion, you say?
Yes.
Oh, that's actually a lot higher than I remember. Eh.
Remember to announce your rolls. The people at home cannot see them.
Ah, yes, sorry. That is a 14 from us.
Okay, with a 14, seeing as how you're the captain, many people, disperse and and go back below deck, allowing you to see the spiny ridges of a dragon turtle cresting just over the waves a couple miles away from your ship. It doesn't seem to be heading towards you, but it's definitely about as large as your ship.
I call out to whoever my first mate is. Keep an eye on that fucker. If he starts coming towards us, get the cannons ready. And get everyone off this damn boat.
Your second in command gives a quick salute, aye sir, and goes about relaying the orders to the rest of the crew. Left on the deck is brain. Left on the deck, you see another dwarf, as well as a My mind's blanking. Walter, could you describe yourself again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to do it. Well, Kaaheri is a half elf. He looks very pretty, quite androgynous. He wears a big cloak, and sometimes you can even see something like as if it was rummaging under his cloak, but if you try to take a peek, you can see nothing. Well, nothing else than him under his cloak.
Right.
He carries a staff at his waist. Yeah, that's about it.
Right. So,
Commando on my boat, you got some balls, boy.
Sorry, what did you say?
Nothing. It was just a joke. Disregard.
Oh, okay. It's okay.
So, So yeah, dang it, brain, stop freezing up right now. I I'm stuck on a loading wheel.
It's fine.
Quick question: is at any point the sea dragon thingy coming at less than 30 feet of the boat,
Oof.
or is it far away?
Oh, it's far away. It's a couple miles off. You know, it's still visible.
okay.
You know, it's close enough to be visible, but not close enough to seem like it's a threat yet. But yeah, Captain, you see another dwarf on board. The pretty much your only dwarf passenger, and that would be you, Hermit, as you also spot the captain, the first dwarf you've seen since you've left home.
Fucker still got a foot on me. God damn it. I'll just go back to barking orders.
I'll pull out my crossbow and start looking over the ship,
You pull out your crossbow.
just keeping an eye on that dragon.
Ah, right.
That dragon turtle.
I'm assuming I see him pulling out that crossbow of his.
Yes, you do.
I'm going
All
to
right.
send my.
God damn adventures. All right. I make my way over to him. He's still got a solid foot on me, and I don't like it, so I grab a step stool as well to make myself taller.
So, Hermit, the captain
I
of the
just
ship
look at him.
walks up to you with a step stool. What do you do?
I just simply watch him as he gets on that step stool and gets, I guess, around my height, and I'm just kind of standing there wondering, like, why would someone even need a step stool? I mean, like, I'm almost like scoffing at him, almost.
Oh,
But,
it's nice to meet you. I don't recognize you. Are you new here? You one of the passengers?
yes, I am. Just
Oh,
trying to
so
get
you're
myself.
not part of my crew. Are you like a member of the guard or something?
I wouldn't say I'm a member of a guard, but
Oh,
I'm here.
okay. So what I'm gonna have to ask you to do is put that there crossbow away before I smack it out of your hands and dump you over the ship. Leave me to do the job and worry about the safety of the ship. All right there, pal?
You know what? I'll put
Because
it
that's
away.
making me mighty uncomfortable. And I'd appreciate it if you didn't start pulling weapons.
All right, I'll put it away. Still, on the side of me, I'll still have it in my hand, like on the belt with it ready to go. But I'll put it away. I'll just walk away, back to under the deck.
All right.
Land loving piece of shit.
And
Go back to directing the ship.
and Walher, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going to send my familiar while he's still invisible to go and study the beast from a little bit closer.
Ah, okay. Hmm. So, remind me, are you seeing exactly what your familiar sees? Kind of like CCTV footage? Like, is it a
No,
direct...
I'm going to send him, and once he comes back, to communicate telepathically with him.
Ah, okay. It takes a little while as the dragon turtle is quite a ways away, but when your familiar returns, and you begin telepathically communicating with it, you get this very strange vision. It's definitely a dragon turtle. You can see its great big fin-like claws just underneath the surface, as well as its great big snapping turtle head. But seemingly clinging to the side of it is a woman. She's
go ahead, sir.
She's holding on to the very edge of one of the shell's ridge, and seems to just be not quite swimming with it, but more just holding on to it as it goes.
Okay, well, I'm going to try and find the captain of the ship
All right.
tell
You
him.
quickly find him because he's easily the loudest person on deck. Let's say.
Excuse me, Captain.
What?
I think there's a person attached to the creature we've seen.
You think there's someone holding on to that thing, huh?
I would say so, yes. I have very good eyes, and I managed to spot it from here.
Okay. I just continue staring at him.
Don't you think we should help or something?
No, not really. If you want to help so bad, you can find the guard. That's their job. My job's to get this ship from one place to another without it sinking. You know what dragon turtles really like to do with ships?
If I had to take a
They
guess, I
like
would
to
say
sink them. Yeah. So, so stop bothering me with shit that doesn't concern me.
Well, you're the captain.
That's damn right.
And Kaaheri is going to walk back to his spot and continue watching the sea.
So
Go back to barking orders.
that's your default. That's your factory setting.
If I'm not doing it, there ain't working.
Very fair. So, So, a few hours pass. Eventually the dragon turtle seems to drip. It seems to submerge at some point, and you know what? Actually, Walter. Once the dragon turtle submerges, uh, hmm. Brain. Ah. Once the dragon turtle submerges, the day slowly begins to shift into night, and you see a couple of the stars starting to come out.
Kaaheri is going to just take a notebook and try to draw or continue a small map of the stars that he started to make a while back, and not pay much attention to the sea anymore.
So you start sketching the stars, yes?
Yep.
Roll Arcana for me, if you would.
So straight D20. That's a 17 for me.
Okay. With a 17, as you're tracing the stars, you begin to get a small tinge in the back of your mind, a little tickle. Something's not right here.
Like, are the stars not where they were supposed to be?
No, they're where they're supposed to be, but based on the ones you've seen, which ones are showing at this hour, you feel something's off. You feel that tickle of what you know is starting to come from the back of your mind to the front of your mind, and it's trying to tell you something.
As well as I could, I'm going to try and listen to whatever it's going to tell me.
Roll another Arcana check.
Oh,
How much?
oh,
Okay. Like I said, if you could just speak up a little,
Oh yeah, sorry.
that's fine. With a 4, you can't quite make it out. Your thoughts are trying to grasp at it, but it just slips through your hands like an eel, and then it's gone. Meanwhile, down below deck, Hermit. Roll a perception check.
Yep. Right. A nat 20.
Oh,
Nice.
first one.
Wow.
First one of the session. Good. With a nat 20, you're a barbarian, right?
Yeah.
You feel your skin suddenly prickle as the scent of danger enters your nostrils.
Alright. I'm gonna go back up on deck, this time with no weapons drawn. And I'm going to sit on the deck, looking outside. And I'm just gonna sit there and I'm gonna wait.
And as you look out over the sea, since you rolled a natural 20, you don't have to roll again. As you notice not one, but 2 larger ships scything through the waves, lanterns extinguished and flying black sails. These are pirate tactics.
I'm gonna immediately go to the captain and I'm going to tell him what I've seen and tell him if he doesn't do anything, I will get kicked off this ship, but I'm going to do something to protect my own.
You're sure? You sure you saw pirate ships out there?
I am 100% sure.
Son of a bitch. They coming this way?
Did I see if they're coming this way or they're just
They were
waiting
coming,
around?
They were coming this way, and they were coming from both sides.
They're
Wait,
coming this way.
We're still docked at port, right?
Yeah, you guys have been sailing this whole time.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. I was about to say.
No, we're just
Okay.
chilling.
Yes, you've been at port. You saw a majestic dragon tail breaching the concrete.
All right. All right. Which case?
my
All right, so they're
God.
coming from forward and back, right? Or are they port and starboard?
Port and starboard.
Left or right? Front of the ship? Back of the ship? Where are they?
One's coming from the left, one's coming from the right. I still can't get over. Wait, I still can't get over. Wait, we're still at port? After I
The
described...
pirates are just casually like walking in the port, like, hey, there's a ship, let's go rob it.
That's why I was so confused. Like,
I don't blame you for being confused. That sounds very surreal. There's pirate ships in the port. Oh, okay.
all right. I'm gonna look at him. Get below decks. Tell everyone who isn't a crew member to stay down there, and I'm gonna try to find the alarm. Try to find the alarm bell we got or something to clang together, and just start yelling, "Pirate attack! Pirate attack! Man your stations! Battle stations! Light the lanterns! Get the cannons ready!
Alright, I'll go
Port
do
and
that.
starboard side!"
I'll go below deck and start informing everyone of what's going on.
Okay. So people are obviously very scared. Walher, a crew member comes up to you as you're on the deck and says, "Sir, you've got to get below deck. We're being attacked by pirates."
Very well then. If you need the help of someone that can hold their ground and fight, then by all means call me.
Of
And
course.
he's going to go out of the deck and into his room, or to the room.
Of course. So, Captain. as you're barking orders and looking for the alarm bell, both ships suddenly light up like they suddenly light up lanterns and illuminate themselves, and on the front and on their banners you don't see the skull and crossbones but a yellow snake. That's not any pirate flag you've ever seen. No,
You're assuming it's.
these look more official.
Are they from the nation I'm from?
No, but they are from the nation you're going to.
Privateers, then. Still pirates.
They your crow's nestman does say that they're giving you the signal to stop, as well as they seem to be saying something about an investigation.
Oh, shit. Two of them. All right. Stand down.
So you so you bring the ship to a stop.
Yeah. No way we can outrun two of them. Fuck. Keep those cannons fucking loaded, you hear me?
Aye, sir. Your crew salutes. And so, below deck, Walher, Hermit, I assume since you're both, adventurers and combat-ready ones, you've both kind of come together to, basically try and protect the non-combatants. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm just standing at the door, getting ready in case anything happens.
Also, I'm sending my familiar to the deck, still invisible and flying over the deck, but I keep it in range of my telepathic link.
Okay, then you're getting a live feed, let's say. So, as you're both below deck and near the door, you both hear the sounds of planks hitting wood above deck. And Walhert, you actually see that the captain has stopped the ship and allowed the other two ships to pull up alongside it.
Do the other ships look hostile?
Not at the moment, no. In fact, you see that manning them are not actually pirates, but men in uniform with chainmail and the whole, with proper chainmail, proper coat of arms. These are sailing men, no doubt. But they're
Then
coming.
Also,
Kaaheri is doing. Sorry.
I do want to send one of my men down below decks to tell everyone we're not under attack. It's officials. Still stay in your rooms.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say as well. Like to calm everyone down. That would be in the same room as us.
Oh, good. So back with the captain. Once you've allowed the two ships to board, you are approached by a man. Accidentally enlarged myself there. Vtuber Studio is a bit sensitive to that thing. You are approached by a man in full plate armor. This said man is roughly 6 feet tall, and his face is completely hidden by his helmet. The coat of arms on the surcoat is the same as the flag, a yellow banded snake. As he keeps his visor down and says, "Are you the captain of this ship?"
I am.
And did you know that you've crossed into official Yellow Snake's waters?
Afraid I haven't.
Well, you
My
have.
helmsman must have been distracted. And I glare at my helmsman.
Your helmsman says, "Oh, well, Well, sorry, Captain. The charts say, and the man in plate armor holds up his hand and says, "Your charts must be outdated. I'm afraid so must your policy books. You see," he puts his hand over his sword that he has at his side and says, "You see, there's a tax for entering our territory."
Is there now?
Oh yes, there
That's
is.
funny. When did this get implemented?
Ever since the last lord died and his son took over. See, he starts walking around the deck, and Walher, you're also seeing this, and Hermit, you can actually hear this through the door. He's being very, very loud, like he's addressing the entire crew. As you can, as you can all, well, as you all may have heard, the Yellow Snakes have recently gone to war with the Green Lyrebirds, helmed by the Great Duke himself. Now, as you might imagine, war is expensive. So, naturally, we have implemented this new tax to help curb the cost and, of course, supply ourselves so our brave fighting men and women can come home. Now, with that being said, each member of the crew will be taxed individually for passage. Now, Captain.
And just how much is this new tax of yours?
The plate armor man says, "Well, we're flexible fellows. We'll just see how much everyone can pay." And he brings his hand up and forward. He says, search the dinghy."
Hey, man! And at that, I'm trying to tell them to ready their arms.
Your men, of course, do. And the plate armored man says, "Oh, I see that you're resisting an official inspection."
Official, my yes. Officials always got specified rules. They've always got specific how much we're gonna pay. How much we can pay? Nah, I don't think that's quite right. Now here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna take your men, you're gonna get off my ship, you're gonna leave. And then I'll stop by a Yellow Serpent port. I'll just check about this tax. If it's real, I'll pay. I'll officially apologize and kiss your boots the next time I see you. Otherwise, I'm just gonna pretend that this little situation hadn't happened. Because if you haven't realized, you're on my ship. And right now, it doesn't really look like you're in a good position.
Oh, does it now? And he brings up his hand, and you see from the crow's nest of his ship come men with crossbows pointed at your deck.
Oh. Well, I'm afraid mine are bigger than yours. Fire! I tell that to the men arming the cannons.
One of them shouts, "Captain, they're right next to us on either side. If we fire it, then we'll blow up the part of our ship too."
I said fire!
Captain's orders, as you see 6 men light cannons. And soon a blaze has erupted on deck. But also on theirs, as the plate armored man says, "Oh, well now you see you've attacked an official." He draws his sword, and I can't allow
Not
that.
yet, I haven't. And then
"Oh, well, I'll fudge the paperwork." And Walher Hermit, you see him draw his sword and strike a menacing pose. It's at this...
I'll get out of the door right away after I hear all that, commotion happen.
All right. Then everybody...
Yeah, I'm going to follow, but stay hidden behind the door or something.
Okay, then everyone roll initiative as the quote-unquote inspector has his troops draw their swords as well.
that is going to be an 11 for us.
Mhm.
13 for me.
It'll be a 3.
Okay. Just gonna write up the initiative order.
Do I have to roll initiative for my familiar, or is it like just after my turn?
It's just after your turn.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. The initiative order goes the inspector, his soldiers 1 to 4, then Walher, Palho, Hermit. So
Mm.
the inspector goes first, as he says, "Men, men, go below deck and seize every valuable you can. If anyone resists, just toss them overboard." And he's instead going to look at both of the ships on fire and say, "I have better things to do." As he runs over the plank to one side. The inspector has exited initiative, leaving his soldiers. So, Hermit, seeing as how you burst through the door, 2 of them are going to go over to you and try to attack you.
Ready?
Will a 13 hit?
It will not.
Okay, so that is a miss. And the other one rolled even lower. So, even though they're swinging their swords at you, you manage to nimbly and deftly duck and dodge around them.
Ready?
And the other 2 soldiers are going to attack you, Captain. They rolled a 16 and a 14. Will either of those hit?
Both of those hit.
Okay. You feel their long swords biting into your chest as you take 7 damage total.
8.
They're shallow, but they still hurt. But speaking of Walher, it's now your turn. The enemy soldiers haven't noticed you yet, so what would you like to do?
How far away are they from me?
They're about...
Like, are they more than 60 feet?
No, they're within 60 feet.
Okay, then which one is in contact with the other person that are fighting?
All of the soldiers are attacking. All of the soldiers are attacking your allies. 2 of them are attacking Hermit, and 2 of them are attacking the captain.
Okay, well, I'm going to use cause fear on the 2 that are attacking Hermit. So they have to make a D13, I think it's Wisdom saving throw, or be frightened of me.
Frightened of you?
Yes. So I come in on the deck and I say, "I would suggest you to leave." And they hear that echoing through their minds as they have to make the saving throw to see if they are frightened.
Okay. So both of them fail. So they look at you, and Hermit, you don't know what they're seeing in this skinny half elf, but they seem terrified as they run back to one of the burning ships. So let's just say.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, let's just say that they're out of combat for now.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to cause fear on the third one with my familiar.
Real quick.
Which is the same DC. What did you say?
I believe Cause Fear is a main action spell.
Yes, but I have the invocation that allows me to do an attack with my familiar as my bonus action.
Right, right. Uh, but cause fear is concentration, so you can
Oh
only
no,
really.
that's not me who do the spell. It's
Oh,
a special action
oh,
from my familiar.
I see.
So in my hand is going to appear a floating eyeball, which is going to look directly at the third soldier, which is going to have to make a saving throw.
Okay. All right. These two seem a bit hardier as they actually managed to pass, although they're saying, "What the hell is that?" as they lay eyes on the eyeball.
And that's the end of my turn.
All right, that's the end
I'm
of
just going to
Walter's turn.
smile at them while they seem confused and afraid.
Okay, Captain, it is now your turn. The two
Right.
scallywags who attacked you are now distracted by the floating eyeball hovering in the palm of the half elf you spoke to earlier.
Fantastic. So I'm gonna take out my hand axe. I'm gonna take out my hand axe and start slashing on the one on my left.
Mm-hmm. Roll to attack.
Yep. So, oh, right. Inputted the wrong command. 19.
Okay, with a 19, you hit. Roll damage.
Heck yeah. So that's gonna be 6 plus 1 d6 plus 3. That's 9 damage.
Ah, with 9 damage, you've bloodied the scallywag as he stumbles back with a large gash across his chest. He seems almost
And then,
dead, but not quite. He's still got a bit of fight left in him.
alright. Extra attack, I'm gonna try to finish him off.
Okay, roll it.
Oh, that's a 21.
Yeah, that will hit, and you do in fact kill him. No need to bother rolling. He had 1 hit point left. So,
Oh, well,
so
it's even better because I can action surge to go again.
yeah, how do you kill soldier number 3?
While his back is, while he's distracted, I go for it, go for his, go for his, uh, go for his head. Giving him a nice long cut along his throat, and it doesn't quite kill him. Might kill him when he comes back. My axe buries itself in the front of his skull.
Okay,
And then,
it splits beautifully, and he is dead.
action surge. I'm gonna be taking my gonna be going after the other one, the one that was on my right.
All right, roll it.
23.
That will hit. Roll damage.
Eight damage.
He's still alive, but he's not looking in much better shape than the other guy.
Yeah, and he's not about to for much longer. Because, just checking. Action surge, action surge, action surge. You can take one additional action. Yep. So I get to attack him again.
All right, roll to hit.
14.
That will once again hit. Roll damage.
Oh lord. My strength is 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How do you kill this one?
This this one is the axe gets dislodged from his companions. I slash this one across the I slash this one across the eyes and finishing him off with another skull splitter.
Yeah, he's dead, Jim. So all enemies have either fled or have been smashed. But there's another problem.
Hips on fire.
Yeah, the deck is just a little bit on fire.
Well, then it's time for my next best thing. Start barking orders. Get us the hell out of here! Start hauling buckets! Everyone who's got a working pair of hands, put out this fire! And man those damn cannons!
Your crewmates say, "Captain, look out!" As they point out, you see on one of the other ships, the soldiers have wheeled a cannon back and they're aiming it at the mast of your ship.
Ah, shit. Brace!
A thunderous boom resounds out as a cannonball splits the mast in half, and your sails go tumbling down into the water.
Yeah. Well, don't just stand there! Get those cannons ready! There's still fire everywhere!
The crewman says, Captain, we can't stay on deck. If we keep the gunpowder up here, it's gonna light the whole ship up. We've gotta move it down."
Then do it!
"Aye, sir." Walher, Hermit, you see the crew members frantically trying to take the cannonballs and gunpowder down below deck, rushing past you both. As you feel the fire begin to spread, the heat starting to consume the deck.
I will try to see if I can find a bucket around and start helping out, putting out the fire.
Roll investigation.
I'm going to try and help to. I'm going to try to help to put down the gunpowder on the cannonballs.
All right, both of you roll athletics.
And meanwhile, I'm helping to try to put out the fire.
Oh, for the investigation, I got a 12.
Okay, with an investigation check, you do see some pulleys, and you do see a pulley bucket system for putting out fires on the side of the ship.
I'll run to that.
And Walher, with a 15, you actually managed to get a good number of the gunpowder. Yeah, you managed to get a good bit of the gunpowder below deck, enough to where the sailors say, "We can take it from here, thanks." And you see the dwarf that you were traveling with earlier is frantically trying to use a bucket and pulley system to douse the fires.
I'm going to try and give them a hand. If there's any way I can.
Alright, give me another athletics.
One.
Oof.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Oh.
7. I hope I won't die on the first session.
Don't count yourself out just yet, but yeah, as you go to try and like pull on the pulley, a bit of weakened floor gives away, and you tumble off the side of the ship into the water.
Do I see this happening?
Yes, you do.
Can I try to catch him before he falls in?
Roll athletics or sleight of hand.
Athletics it is.
This is going great.
Athletics. A 20.
Wow.
Not a nat 20, but a 20.
Yeah, dirty 20.
Thanks.
Dirty 20.
Okay, with a dirty 20, you do manage to grab the thin half elf and get him back on board quite easy. But floating out from inside his cloak, you do see a floating eyeball. It doesn't seem to be hostile towards you, but it is very viscerally disturbing.
He's gonna be like, what the fuck? Well, I'm just pulling him off.
Well, make introductions later. Let's focus on putting out the fire.
I agree. Let's get out of here.
And the eye continues to stare at you, Hermit, like just
I'm just gonna like not make eye contact, just walk away, go back to the pulley, and just forget that ever happened.
And I'll turn it back invisible.
So as you're both putting out the fire, you do see that the other two ships have broken away from you, and they are beginning to sail to get some distance. But you notice that their gun ports are open.
Oh god.
Oh, great. Where are those cannons? Are they loaded yet?
One of the sailors says, "They're loaded, sir, but they're loaded, sir, but we've only got enough cannonballs ready to fire off to one side."
Fire off the port side!
Aye, sir.
Actually, yeah, already happy.
You wanted to change your mind?
Yeah, I was about to ask if I saw which one that inspector went on.
He seemed to go to the left ship. I can't keep track of naval terms. Let's just use left and right for the sake of simplicity.
Right, sorry. Yeah, I left his
Yeah.
port, so sticking
Yeah.
with the same answer.
All right, firing to port, sir. As a barrage of cannonballs flies from both sides. The transport ships do hit true against the port ship, but now your ship has been hammered from both sides. The deck is beginning to split, and the fire's only getting worse.
Son of a bitch! Start loading people into lifeboats! We're abandoning ship!
Abandoning ship, sir, are you sure?
Do you want to try putting this out? Abandon ship!
Aye, sir. As they begin getting the lifeboats ready. Hermit, what are you? The captain's given orders to abandon ship. What are you doing?
I'm gonna try to load as many people on the boats before me. I'm basically gonna go last. I'm gonna load everyone else, or try to load everyone else.
Okay. And,
That's like under deck.
And Walher?
I'm also going to try and load every non-fighters, the children, the elderly, if there are some, and then get on the lifeboat myself.
Okay. Captain, what are you doing?
So if we're straight up just out of ammunition is what it sounds like. I'm still gonna be trying to, I'm concerned with trying to direct, escape and, firefighting. prioritizing getting people off the boat while keeping the fire away from the lifeboats.
Okay. Roll athletics on your end.
All right. Athletics. All right. 14.
Okay. With a 14, you managed to fight the fire off just long enough for all of the passengers to get loaded onto the lifeboats.
Fantastic. Is that so? So all the passengers are on the lifeboats. They're being sent off. Do we still have lifeboats for the rest of the crew?
Unfortunately, no. It seems like some of them were destroyed during the cannon barrage.
Men, listen to me. It's not looking good. We're going down and we're out of lifeboats. But you know what? We can still save this ship. Keep fighting that fire. If those fuckers try to get to us, we're taking them down with us. Let's go!
And the crew lets out a hearty "Arr!" as they man the stations. Hermit Walher, do you go with the lifeboats or do you stay on the ship?
Well, if every passenger and non-crew member has evacuated, I don't see why I wouldn't go on the lifeboat.
And
I
Hermit?
think I'm getting out too. I have no connection to this boat, so I'm gone.
All right. So, the lifeboats set off as the crew do their best to fight off both of the ships, but well, it's a losing battle. As you sail off into the night, you see cannon barrage after cannon barrage eventually bring the ship down. Well, not so much down, but unable to move in the water. Cannons destroyed. At which point you hear them raiding and the sounds of battle, and then nothing as you slowly drift away from the fires. Well, row away, I presume.
Gonna look back and just be like, that damn brave Captain Dwarf, that bastard. And I'm just gonna keep going.
And that concludes the part of our guest. I was expecting things to escalate quite that quickly, but hey, thank you for coming on, Paulo.
Thank you for having us.
Uh,
Hope you all enjoy the rest of your session. We shall take our leave.
Thank you. It was fun, man.
Thanks.
Okay, and out of the so a full night's of and Paulo followed. Thank you very much. Hope you'll catch some future streams. Who knows? You might be a guest on one of them. So, as you row away from the ship in the night, are either of you sailors?
Nope.
Okay. So, after a full night of rowing, the stars vanish and the sun comes up, as you and a couple other lifeboats are adrift in the ocean.
Amazing.
Can we guess our position related to the sun and try to go to the right direction? Perhaps.
Roll investigation.
So investigation. That's 20. 11.
With an 11, you've been paddling for a couple hours now. You're quite tired and you can't quite determine where you should go.
Is there anything around us?
No. It's
Mm.
the waves are calm and there's no wind blowing.
How many lifeboats are there?
Including you guys, 6. And many of them are filled with regular passengers and one or two merchants. None of them seem like they're particularly good seafarers. So you're stuck in the ocean. You can't seem to find the direction that you're going to go. And these lifeboats do have a small supply of water and rations, about enough to last a week, but that's about it.
Alrighty. I guess with nothing really to go on, I guess we just keep paddling the direction we're going for a little bit, see if we can see anything at all.
Okay. As you continue paddling, minutes stretch into hours, and eventually the hours stretch into a day, as once again the sun begins to set. Most of all of the others rowing seem to have been following your lead, as you were the ones directing them, and well, as night comes, you can hear some of them opening up the rations, getting into the water and getting into their emergency water. And in this particular lifeboat, it's Hermit, and it's just you two. So after a full days of my brain.
Don't worry, it's okay.
Hermit,
Well,
Walher's eye has been continually staring at you the entire time.
I'm just gonna look at the half elf, not the eyeball, and be like, got a story behind that eyeball?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I haven't introduced him. He's called Mr. Bubbles, because he looks like a bubble. He loves being scratched under the chin. And then Kaaheri is going to scratch the eyeball on the underside, where that could be thought of as a chin, but it's really a giant floating eyeball.
Hermit, as the scratching sound is heard, you hear the sound like someone is pushing their hand in and out of a bowl of naked grapes.
I'm just gonna watch him do that, and definitely uncomfortably. And I'm just gonna be like, all right, just keep that eyeball on your side of things. I ain't getting anywhere near that.
Don't worry, it doesn't bite when I don't order him to.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd assume it know. It could probably see further ahead. Maybe in the morning, you can maybe scout again, see if we get any luck.
Yeah, that would be a pretty good idea, actually. I haven't thought of that myself. And I'm going to send him in front, like as far as he can go, and then come back whenever he sees anything.
So, as you're making this plan, something terrible happens, judging by the sounds of screaming from behind you.
Well,
I'm going to take a look.
yeah, me too.
As you take a look behind you, you see one of the boats that had been lagging behind suddenly become overturned.
Great. Another great thing to happen.
Do you remember that sea dragon we saw earlier?
Well, yeah, I've seen a little bit of it, but couldn't really get much. Everyone was kind of crowded in front of me, and I'm kind of short, so.
Do you think that could be it?
I mean, your guess is as best as mine.
and I'm going to call back Mr. Rebels and make him go investigate where the boat was overturned.
So as you send Mr. Bubbles back to investigate the overturned boat, roll perception check through him, I guess. Let's say, since you're, in telepathic communication.
Yep. So straight D20. Nat 1.
Wow. Okay.
I
Okay. That's gonna be fun. You
Great,
see
I have a giant eyeball that can't see.
the giant eyeball who can't see shit. Just doing a stretch. Yeah, you're not seeing anything, buddy. It's a bit too dark, and the moon is hidden behind some clouds, so you can't see anything. But you hear from one of the boats calling up to you, "Hey, should we keep rowing?"
I'm just gonna yell like, well, if you don't want to end up like him, we're gonna row. That's all our options are. We stand here. We're gonna end up getting the same treatment that he did.
As he says, "Okay, we'll follow your lead." As he begins rowing and tells the others to, but you guys have already been rowing for a full day, so as the rowing continues, I need you both to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Well, fine.
Oh, whoops. Forgot.
Walher, with a 12, you pass.
Now 11.
All right, and okay, 12 and 11 will both just barely pass as the rowing continues. As the night slowly weans away into another morning, you're both feeling not great. You're sweaty. You're feeling, yeah. You're sweaty. Your arms are starting to feel just a little bit sore from the constant rowing, and from the looks of it, it doesn't seem like anybody else is. It doesn't seem like the others are holding up much better either.
Hey, I've been thinking, I've seen that a woman was attached to the sea dragon we saw. Do you think that perhaps with a bit of rope, if we find some kind of animal, we could get them to move forward for us?
We can, but I don't know if they're gonna be so willing.
Well, if we could find that woman, the sea dragon, I might have a way to communicate with her.
Well, I mean, you're the only one that can scout right now, so. Get up that eyeball, try to scout, see if we can see anything again.
Yeah, I'll try, but I didn't see much before. And so I'm going to make the eyeball scout again, while being invisible, in order not to frighten out the other passengers.
All right, roll me another perception check. Also, for people at home, if you're hearing background noises from me, don't worry. My folks just decided to throw a wild party and not tell me until an hour before I wanted to stream. Yeah.
That's a 10 for me.
Okay, with a 10, you don't see much, but you do, however, see with how the waves are moving, you do determine that the direction you need to go in to get to shore.
That's a good thing. I try to indicate it to everybody so that they can row in the same direction.
I'm guessing you do something like stand up, do the follow me gesture, and then change course.
Yeah, I say, why are we going there? We should go there as well to find the shore.
You see some people stand up and like give two big thumbs up so you see them, and the message quickly spreads to the remaining lifeboats as they all turn towards that direction. The eyeball comes back down, and Hermit it's once again staring at you, but it seems to be doing so in like a self-satisfied way, like
I'm gonna stare back at it this time. Just like eyeball to eyeball, just staring at it, not doing anything, but making sure it just don't come anywhere near me. I want none of that.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to move closer, but you do get the ever so slight sense of smug satisfaction from it, like, heh, weird eyeball, he says.
I start pulling out my window. But I'll just spend that time rowing, while staring at that thing and following the lead of wherever they saw shore.
All right, so the shore is still quite a ways away, so another full day of rowing occurs, and then night happens.
We go again.
Let's see, Walher, I want you to roll me a flat d6.
Oh,
A 4. Okay. So, once again, a bit further back in the I want to call it a lifeboat convoy, so I will. A bit further back in the lifeboat convoy, you see another boat suddenly get turned over, and after just a few moments of the sound of someone struggling, of the people inside struggling, it goes quiet.
Well, that happened again. We still have no
yeah.
idea of what's going on.
Can I send my familiar to watch this from closer?
Yes, you may. Roll another perception check.
Not 20.
Sheesh. Okay. With a nat 20, you quickly spot the problem. They're on the bottom of the boat that has been turned over. You see several smaller scratch marks, and not just scratch marks, full on claw marks. And in the water below, you can just barely make out the long finned backed, the webbed hands, claws, and primitive spears of a small group of Sahagin. Sea devils, as they're called.
Yeah, okay. The fish people.
Yes. Well, one of the fish people. D&D has a surprising amount of them. But yes.
True.
They don't seem to be very large, but they do seem quite hungry.
Do I see any of them close to our lifeboat?
No, they just seem to be focusing on the lifeboat that was recently overturned, and you do see some chunks of the passengers inside now being kind of, shared might be a bit too generous. It's being fought over, let's say.
I suppose they are at more than 30 feet away.
Yes, unfortunately.
But are they at more than 120 feet?
No, not quite. Why?
Could I try to hit one of them with my Eldritch Blast?
Are you sure you want to do that?
Hmm. First, I'm going to tell my friend on the boat, hey, I think those are Saharin, I think they're called. Do you think we should shoot them off? I have a spell for that.
Well, first of all, I have no flippin' idea what those are, but I think last time they grabbed one boat and then we were fine as long as we rowed. If we engage into combat, I think it's pretty much a loss here. We're in water. If any of us get overturned, it's over.
Yeah, that's
I don't know
true.
about you, but I can't fight in the water, and if I go down, that's it. I'm down. So I think we just take a chance, row again. Uh, Even if we're gonna be extremely exhausted, we're just gonna have to get to shore. Our only option is get outrun them or die like the rest.
I don't think we can really outrun them. They live under the sea. But I
Well,
think we can
yes,
survive long
but
enough.
we still have a couple lifeboats, and unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time before they potentially could attack again. So
How many lifeboats are left?
Uh, from the from the two that were attacked, just four now.
Including ours.
Yes.
Well, we've still got a bit of a leeway.
So you signal the
assuming we
others.
get lucky and they don't attack us.
So you signal the others
Well,
to
they
keep
seem to
rowing.
attack the one on the back. Yes,
Yep.
Okay.
they seem to attack the one that's at the back, so I think we're safe for now.
Yeah. Let's hope our stars align. Let's get out of here.
Roll another Constitution saving throw as you begin to power through your building exhaustion.
That's 20.
All right. With a 20, Walher, you
23.
damn. Okay. Seeing this Sahagin has lit a fire in your asses as you're powering through. You're also making pretty good time as the sun rises. Though as it does, you do notice the other lifeboats are slowing down significantly as one tries to call out, "Wait, wait! Those things that attacked last night. How do we fend them off if they come for us during the day?"
Don't be the last boat in line, I guess.
Is that
Yeah, I'll just yell out, it's a race to survive.
God damn? God,
Hey
God
man, I gotta survive here.
damn, y'all. Okay then. Well, I guess y'all made neutral characters, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool. Just making sure you're consistent. Oh boy. Oh. I heard something from one of your ends. Is everything all right?
Yeah, everything's good.
All
We
right.
can continue.
Okay. Cool. So the race for survival continues as the sun is just starting to beat down on you, and your heads are starting to feel hazy. The light reflecting off the waters is starting to sting your eyes.
Do we see anything that's represented shore? Like, how close are we now to whatever we saw before?
Roll a perception check.
Righty. That's 7.
Should I
And
roll as well?
yep, roll it.
No,
Damn.
20.
How much? Oh,
To 21.
yeah, that's a natural 20.
You got a net.
Sheesh. Second nat 20. So
Yep.
with that, you do in fact spot the shoreline when you send the eyeball up. It is, however, another day's worth of full speed rowing away.
Well, I'm going to yell to everyone that's still close enough. We can see we can see the shore. One last ditch, and we're on it.
Roll persuasion to us inspire them.
I'm good at that. I'm bad at that. Not 1 plus 5, that's a 6.
Oh, that one. Oh, no.
We went from a natural 20 to a nat 1. This is great.
Yeah.
The insta turnaround.
As you attempt to inspire them, one of them says, "I can't." One of the boats says, "I can't go on anymore." As their rowers seem to collapse in exhaustion, and soon promptly you see the boat flip over.
Ooh. Awesome.
3
Well,
boats remain.
I know we won't be the dinner for kunite.
We got 2 more. We got 2 more
Yeah.
chances.
And then we can start blasting them.
So, night comes again. I want y'all to pick a number between 1 and 3.
2.
2, yeah.
And now, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe, every else I'm go, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Hermit. Roll a D3.
A D3. A 1.
With a 1, the boat that was trailing most closely to yours is flipped over, and the passengers spill into the water. Now, Walher, roll me a D2.
Well,
As your After that, however, another boat gets flipped over. The last one that was following you. However,
Oh god. We got a haul ass.
that seems to be the
I
end of
suppose
it.
we should start
As the
rowing
moon shines
more.
down, you do see a much larger number of Sahagin now feeding from the 2 overturned boats. However, they seem to be focusing on them and not you. However, you do see one of them climb onto one of the lifeboats and stare at you, its eyes reflecting the moonlight back at you like 2 spotlights.
Is it more than 30 feet away?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if anyone come close, I will try to speak inside of his mind.
Ah.
And I will be having a javelin at the ready.
Okay. As you speak into its mind, you don't hear its thoughts, but you feel them. They're a bit jumbled. They're going from, place to place, water, food, blood, food, water, food, and then at you, prey. No. It seems to be looking at you specifically and trying to determine what you are. So it goes between different thoughts. Salt, ocean, familiar? No. Friend? No. But also not prey.
is going to have the image inside of his head of me putting my hand forward, an explosion, and him dead.
It seems to understand this and says, kin, as it slips below the waves and out of sight. And
Think they shouldn't approach us.
And you manage to get away from the feeding frenzy unharmed. So, do you continue rowing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm hauling
we have
ass,
no
bro. I'm
choice.
hauling ass.
So, after escaping several Sahagin attacks, and you attempt to power through to get to the shore as quickly as possible, roll a Constitution saving throw.
The last one, I hope.
Me too.
20. Dirty 20.
Okay.
Well, by the last one, I hope I didn't hope we die. Like,
16.
All right, Hermit, your body's beginning to reach its limits as you gain a level of exhaustion, but Walher, you're still just hauling. You are inexhaustible as you push your body through your consecutive night of no sleep, and soon the sun rises, and now you can both see the shore with your naked eye.
One question.
Yes.
It's disadvantage to ability checks, right?
Yes.
For the level of exhaustion?
Yes.
It's just ability checks or saving throws as well?
Just ability checks.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
finally, we can reach the shore.
I hate water.
You hate water now, I'm sure.
Far more than I would ever think.
So, as you're going towards the shore, you see a figure standing there.
Awesome. Javelin at the ready.
At first, it looks like a giant bird of some kind, but it has hands, and they seem to be scooping up some of the seawater and putting it into a larger tub of some kind. But as they spot you, they turn to you and kind of give a wave.
I wave back.
Hmm.
But with a very Christian look on my face.
A very Christian look? What?
Questioned, not Christian.
A questioning.
One eyebrow raised.
Okay.
He's a
Yes.
very Christian man, alright?
He's a Christian warlock. That's
Yeah.
God. Anyway, so finally, after essentially 3 days of rowing, you feel the boat hit solid sand, and you also feel the boat. You also visibly notice the boat has stopped rocking from side to side. Being so used to it, you feel off balanced by it, but you have reached dry land, and the figure you saw at the beach actually comes over to you both. Being closer now, you see that it is not a giant bird, but rather someone in a very bird-like mask. They're dressed in very, very practical clothes, very covering clothes that conceal the entirety of their body, with a leather apron over the front, and it's almost like a kind of dress with a skirt around the hips. What's really interesting is the number of bottles and vials that they have strapped around their waist, as well as a pocket, as well as what looks like it's basically a fanny pack of various dried plants. Over their head is a bird-like mask with a what seems to be what seems to be a brass beak, but it's more cone-ish. As they look at you both and say,
Hey, I see that you're about blowing up the ocean. Is something the matter?
as they're speaking through the metal of the mask.
Well, before any of this happens, I'm going to jump off the boat, sheath my javelin, and kiss the sand.
uh,
Finally land!
Yes, it seems we have survived.
It just cost us a bunch of lives. No problem.
we're just the sole survivors of two horrible, terrible tragedies consecutively.
Yeah, it was great that I spent all my time loading these people in just to, send them to their deaths, but,
They would have died either way, and we survived thanks to them.
all right, and then I'll get up from kissing the sand, look at this bird man, and just be like, all right, I'll just say like we came from rowing many days, and if you can give us any information of where we are and what's going on,
And where
it'd be
we
much
find a
appreciated.
place to rest.
That as well.
The figure looks at you both, sees how you're both pretty disheveled at this point, and says,
Yeah, it seems like you've both had some pretty trying couple of days. If you don't mind the smell of kobolds, you can follow me to my camp.
And kobolds or live kobolds?
Live kobolds.
Interesting. I guess we have really no choice.
Follow me then.
as they turn around and begin leading you down the shoreline.
Yeah, whatever we have, it would be better than the boat we were on.
Oh yeah, anywhere but that water. I think I've had my fun.
So, as you follow the bird-masked figure, they bring you to a small camp just off the shore. There's a campfire on which a pot seems to be not cooking something, but boiling water. And well, yeah, Hermit, you immediately recognize the smell of kobolds. Your clan had trouble with them in the past, but these there's you notice that it's coming from the wagon that this person seems to be traveling with. It's a covered wagon, however, the canvas cover has been removed, and from the, kind of the almost rib-like wooden beams that the canvas would drape over, you see that there's a number of cages just big enough for a kobold, in which there are roughly 20 kobolds in the individual cages.
So, why do you have a bunch of caged kobolds?
The figure turns around and you see them pull a string on the back of their mask, and suddenly the beaks open up and they turn around to you. It sort of looks like they're being eaten by their mask as they say, okay, this should make it a lot easier to talk. You see that it's actually a woman with curly dark hair covering her eyes, and what looks like two dog-like ears sticking out of her head. A beast woman. As she says, "It's a bit of a long story, but from the sounds of it, I think you two have an even longer one to tell me. So why don't you sit down? I'll get you some fresh water, and we can start exchanging stories. Oh, and don't mind the jiggy," she says as she gestures over to what looks like It's a chained down reptilian creature. Orange with orange scales along its side, but a purple strip along its back, and large biting teeth. Basically think it's a Jurassic Park Velociraptor that's been chained to the ground.
I'll just be walking like, oh yes, thank you, and I'll just see that. Like, hey, oh okay, it's chained. Okay, and I'll just take a seat as far away as possible from the caged kobolds and the Jiggy.
Hey, you seem to have a friend over there. Is Jiggy his name or the
It's
name of the species?
it's the name of the species, the Emerian Jiggy. They're I believe they're a type of dinosaur, though I think they might be the only one in the known world. Most of them, well, she shakes her head. Sorry, I happen to know a bit about biology. Judging from your looks, I'd say you're a half elf. And then she turns to you, Herman, and says, "And you're obviously a dwarf."
I'll just kind of just sit there and say, great perception. Thank you.
Well, she says, "Okay. Well, it might not be my best. Okay, it might not be my most, legendary deduction, but." She doesn't seem to have anything to add to that, but so she just stops while she's ahead and says, "So, fresh water," as she,
Yes,
as
please.
Yes.
as she takes out a couple canteens of water and hands them to the both of you. So a half elf and a dwarf paddling across the ocean. What's that about?
Well, it was a horrible experience. I'll tell you that. I was on a ship. We started on a ship, at least, and they had a interesting captain. Definitely very loud. I would say is my best description of him. He was a dwarf like me, which was interesting because I haven't seen a dwarf at all on that ship, so it was nice to see another one of me at least. A bit shorter, had to use a stool to talk to me, but I mean, hey, gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
The woman kind of
So
the woman brings her hand over her mouth to kind of stifle a laugh at that imagery, but she gestures for you to continue.
yes, a very funny captain. Then it seemed I couldn't really see much, but our half elf friend here saw some sort of dragon turtles. I think.
Something similar, yeah.
Yeah, and so after seeing that, we were then not really attacked, but how do you say it? Approached by two different ships with yellow snake sails, and they boarded our ship to tell us that we had to pay a tax to our captain. Or, well, they asked our captain that all the crew members and him had to pay taxes. I guess the captain was not very big fan of paying money, so instead he paid with blood. And our ship was basically after a long, rather not long, it was pretty short, exchange of blows and cannons and whatnot. It seemed they sunk our ship, in which we escaped on a bunch of little lifeboats, and they ended up getting slaughtered by those two other ships that I actually have no idea what happened and like where they went. I could care less, as we were basically haul assing in ocean for a very long time, not knowing where the hell we were going. And after a bit, night fell, and we had great experiences. A lot of deaths. We used to be having like six more boats.
Yeah.
Yeah, six more boats of people in which they were eaten by. What were those things
Say we
again?
had a not so friendly introduction with the locals.
Yeah. So
Gods, that sounds awful. Wait, yellow snakes? You you're sure that you are stopped by ships with yellow snake banners?
Quite sure. I mean, after being fired at and attacked, which they missed, by the way, by their men, yeah, I was pretty sure.
She takes a sharp inhale of breath. You're not gonna like what I have to say. Next.
Better than the water.
Um. Hmm. Well, first off, I'm very sorry to hear about what happened to you. That sounds awful, but well, you must have a guardian angel on your side to get through the waters of the Lesser Cleave and here without being attacked by Sahagin. But you're
Where?
you are in Yellow Snake territory. It's the place that we're traversing through right now. In fact, what are the chances, right? I don't see you're not laughing.
I'm just sitting there, just face palming right now.
Um.
Great.
At least we're alive.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know for how long.
Yes, you are alive,
Well,
and
supposedly they were only taxing people coming on the territory, and we already are there.
well, yes, but
So we should be fine, perhaps.
I'm more worried about their captain. That guy all plated, reporting back.
Yeah, he didn't see us.
No,
I'm sure.
I hope so.
well, we can hope for that, but she brings her hand up to her chin, and she looks at you both. I say this in the nicest possible way, but you both seem extraordinarily normal compared to who I've been traveling with. She like massages her temple and says, I'm going to be straight with you. I am currently traveling with what I firmly to be a fully psychotic bugbear and a small little devil creature, as in a full on, well, not devil, but he's a a little infernal creature.
Ah, more weirdos
Kaaheri
that
looks
we have to
very
deal
happy
with.
from what you said, and he's like, "Oh, I'm delighted. You're the first person who says I'm normal.
Really,
Usually, when I bring up this guy and use my magic, and he's going to make Mr. Bubbles visible again, they all look at me in a creepy way, and that's quite true, I'd say." And
uh
he's going to start petting the quote-unquote head of his floating eye.
she looks at the eyeball and says, "Oh." Well, she looks at it and then you and then it and then you. You know what? Beggars can't be choosers. As she says, "Look, where was your ship headed?"
Emer,
Uh,
I
SharePoint, something like that.
Uh, do you mean Spear Point?
Oh yeah, that. Yeah, there.
Well, that's where we're heading, and how about this? You both seem to be in quite the bind. It looks like you're it doesn't look like you're very familiar with this. I'd say area, but it'd be close to the country. You're definitely foreigners, and I and I think that we can help each other. If you help get these kobolds to Spear Point, I'll well I'll help escort you. I'll help you both get through this territory, as well. You probably I'm going to guess that you probably fought the Yellow Snake soldiers, didn't you?
We were kind of, brought into it, considering our captain decided to attack him and not pay the taxes. So we kind of were forced into it. But yes, we did.
Then, judging from that, I'm going to say that there might be a bounty on your heads, at least in this territory.
Cool. More shit. I'm not really worried about it. At this point, I'm just happy to be on land and not in water, dying to some weird ass sea creatures that literally slaughtered like 6 boats. So I think I'm pretty good right now.
I can
Well,
only agree.
it's good to look on the positive side of things. But yeah, you'll I th- I want to help you both, but well, I also but and I need you and I want you to help me. So it seems only so would you like to travel with me?
Well, before we travel, let's probably hit a round of introductions at least,
Oh,
considering
oh.
we have no idea who any of us are.
Oh, right. I forgot myself. I'm sorry. Uh, she she lifts up the apron and does like it's not even really a curtsy. It's just like it's mimicking when she says, Antonella de la Vega, alchemist of Emer and beast woman. It's a pleasure to meet you both.
Pleasure is shared. My name is Kaaheri, and I'm an astrologer of sorts. I study the stars,
Oh,
and
And
he's going to bow his head a bit.
it's
and I will be. Oh, go on.
oh no, go ahead.
Okay. Well, pleased to meet you. So far, you're the first person seen that's not either dead in the ocean or dead on a ship. So, my name is Marfu Strongheart. I came here in pursuits of a red-faced man that stole one of my family heirlooms, and currently I've gotten wind that he was in the Colosseum of Champions. So I'm currently interested in maybe getting some information on that from you, considering you seem a little more, how do you say it, understanding of this lands? Because I have no idea where I am.
Hmm. Oh, well, a red-faced man. I have heard something about that I have heard something about that, but well, it's been it's been quite a long time since I visited the capital. But I'll do my best to answer any of your questions. So, uh, ask away.
So, first question is how far are we from any sort of civilization right now?
Well, the she points further down the shore. There is a small um there is a small border town that direction, although that is also close to where some of the fighting between the yellow snakes and the green lyrebirds has been occurring, so I wouldn't advise it. And she and then she points but it's only a day away, but that is the closest to civilization there is. There should be another town 2 days away down that way. She points the opposite direction, and that's the path we're taking to get to Spear Point.
Okay, so it looks like I'm gonna be probably more because we're gonna be helping you with this. I probably would just follow you down this this path to get to that because I could use some sort of uh, time to buy at least some preparation for what we've gone through. Because honestly, I am pretty much holding what I can and have nothing else because we were literally just attacked and hauled ass through a whole ass ocean. Uh,
It's understandable.
I'm assuming this Coliseum is located in Spear Point.
It is. The it is, and she speaks with a measure of pride. It's the largest fighting coliseum in the entire world.
Oh, Okay.
You see you hear a bit of almost patriotic pride swelling in her chest at that.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
yes, but uh, yes, you are in the nation of Emir. So if
Amir, you say?
yes, Emir.
Alrighty.
I'm so,
That's
I'm
that's
sorry
good.
that your first few days. I'm sorry that your first few days around the country are spent rowing for your lives, but well,
Like they say, right? Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Also, we didn't really have much of a choice. Well, we had a choice, but the other option seems pretty bad. It was dying. That was the
dying
other option.
is typically a very bad option. Yes.
Yeah, preferably would like to avoid that.
Also, I have a question about Spearpoint. What's the biggest tree in the city?
She kind of she's looking at you like she was looking at your eye earlier, like, what the fuck is he talking about? Beg pardon?
You know what trees are, right? Those big brown things with branches and leaves.
Um, she's kind of she's looking at you like she doesn't know how to respond. I do know what trees are, yes.
Good. Now, picture that a tree, but big.
Also from the chat, Paulo just redeemed 500 points to give one of you a compliment. Walher, I really like your voice.
Thanks.
Okay. I think that's the first time someone's used a channel redeem, so good on you, Paulo. Anyway, she says Spearpoint isn't really known for extremely large trees. She looks at you almost with a somewhat paranoid look and say, "Okay, if this sounds crazy, you can call me crazy, but do you worship a nut god?"
I'm just gonna sit there, lean forward, and be like, "A what?"
A nut god, and
Um,
she says it again, like like rubbing her forehead. Please just go along with this. I've had a very strange few days. Have either of you ever
Kaaheri
heard
is
of the
going
nut
to
god?
Karin is going to look at her back, just like she looked at him when he talked about the big tree, and he's going to say, "The does this even exist? You're not making a lot of sense here, man."
Oh my god.
Well,
She looks
don't
at
worry about it. I'm sure I could find information there. Yeah,
she
I
looks
guess
at the sky
I'll
with the
follow
most
you.
exasperated look. Oh my god, the crazy is spreading. She
I don't know if I need that god. That's for sure.
well, if you're going to be traveling with us, you will be. The potentially psychotic bugbear I mentioned. He seems to be a paladin of it, and he's also heading towards the city in search of something. I'm still not entirely sure what he wants, but
I'm
look,
guessing more nuts.
Can you
maybe you could
enlighten me
try
on
talking
something?
to him and figure it out. I certainly don't know, and he pronounces homunculus as hummus somehow. And she like throws her hands into the air like she's had this building in her. She turns towards the front of the wagon and says, "Come." As you notice this freakish chimeric creature walking towards her, does this look like hummus to you? She says as she points to something that seems to have the body of an orc, like the upper body of an orc, the lower body of what looks like a mix between a bull and a horse, with with completely white eyes, ashen skin, and no mouth. Does this look like hummus to you?
I don't even know what I'm looking at right now. And I'll just stand there very confused.
It is a homunculus designed to pull carts. It is not a chickpea dish.
I mean, maybe it's just a little nickname, you know? It's pretty cute, eh, hummus? And I'll just
I
start
have a
laughing.
growing concern about that paladin, and I'm sure I'm mistaken, but could you enlighten me on what kind of nut his god is about?
She shakes her head. I do not know. He has a holy book with words that only he can see. That's why I'm concerned he is in fact psychotic. But he's if you mention something, he will ask if it's related to the nut god. He's obsessed with it. Uh,
I have read some things about some people using perhaps a jar of sorts to worship a god. He doesn't do that kind of thing, does he?
uh, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you, Walter. Maybe move the mic closer to your mouth.
Sorry. Yes. Oh, I'm moving closer to the mic. Is it better?
Yeah, that's a lot better. Say that again.
Uh, I've read something somewhere. Is he worshipping his nut god with the use of a jar of sorts?
A jar. No, but it is funny you mentioned that. The little devil creature traveling, fiend creature, she says, like, the little, no, but it's funny that you mention a jar. The little fiend creature traveling with us does have a jar that he can't open. Not as in like it's not as in like it's a pickle jar, but he was given orders not to open it by the one who taught him martial arts. Okay, she holds up her hand. I realize that this is sounding crazy, but trust me, it's true. I'm not insane. I promise.
I've only heard bad stories related to nut and jars. Well, I don't think it will come up anytime soon. Yeah, let's travel with you for now and
Yeah, I
go
mean, I have
to...
no complaints.
Yeah, neither do I. And if you can get us through the Yellow Snake territory safely, I would be much grateful.
I would be very happy to. She says, and one more thing. Let's stop saying nut god. And she kind of looks around conspiratorially. I'm worried that he might hear. You don't see a bugbear anywhere around.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we'll stop on that conversation then. Let's kind of get some sit around or something because I am exhausted.
Oh, right. You two have been rowing for a few days.
Yeah, hauling ass.
Yeah,
Yes.
she gets you both. She gets you both another canteen. Well, you both rest. Hmm. I'll try and get you some food. She holds up the tub. Bathing the kobolds can wait. And you hear a wave of groans from the wagon as she says, Hush up, you're still getting washed, just be patient." She says, "Oh, who am I kidding? They don't understand common."
I'm going to say the same in Draconic,
You're going to say the same in
which I do
drunk?
speak. Draconic.
Oh, you speak Draconic. Very useful. As
Yes.
you speak in Draconic, one of the kobolds says, You speak language of fathers."
Do you mean dragons? Yes,
Yeah,
I do.
yeah. What, what, what? Uh, they're all kind of talking over one another, so hearing them individually is picking them out individually is quite hard. But the Antonella says, "Oh, you can actually talk to them."
Yes, I've had an education of sorts. And I've learned some languages that may prove useful in my travels.
I think that you are very correct in this. You see, none of us who have been transporting them actually speak Draconic, so it's been a bit of a hassle, let's say, to get them to cooperate.
As long as you give us food, I won't have any trouble helping you communicate with them.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
Yeah, as long as she gives us food, I will help her communicate with the kobold.
Oh, yes, happily. Thank you. Um, she quick. Hmm. She empties out the pot that was idly boiling over the fire, and quickly sets in emptying out some jerky and water, um, as well as going into the underbrush and picking up what looks like random grass at first, and then tossing it in, but to make a kind of thin soup. She also just hands over some jerky. Here, eat this. Eat this while I make a
Thanks.
soup.
Oh, thank God, thank you.
And I'm going to eat most of it and let a little chunk that I give to Mr. Bubbles. And you can see that uh, um, a slit starts to appear in the middle of the eye that opens up with a toothy maw that just starts chewing on the jerky, and then after he eats, just closes back and you see no trace of the mouth that appeared in the middle of the eyeball.
As she sees that, she says, "Huh, neat." And she returns to cooking the stew, but you can tell she's like, "What the fuck was that?"
I'm 100% just looking away. I knew something was gonna go up, so I just looked away. Like I'm
Yeah.
nowhere near looking at the eye no more, or the half elf.
The both of you get some jerky and jerky soup. It's very salty, but also pretty good.
Just gonna tear into that, man. Just
Yeah,
no regards of any sort of etiquette. Just smashing it in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Carrie will eat a bit slower in a quite classy manner, as if he had been educated to eat in a proper way. But still, he's quite starving and he will eat really fast.
Mm. So, and as you're both eating, um, you see her also going over to the jiggy and dropping a bit of jerky in front of it and just kind of nudging it over with her foot before jumping back as it snaps it up in its maw. Why they brought this one, I'll never know. She kind of mutters to herself.
I'm gonna go up to her and ask about the chain creature and like why she have it while traveling.
Oh, this, she gestures over to the jiggy. It's a funny story. She also gestures over to the kobolds. See, these people that I'm traveling with, the fiend and the psychopath. Uh,
Oh,
she kind of chuckles at herself, just realizing how absurd that sounds. Well, you see, they've they've also both come to Emir for their own purposes, uh, and in that they seem to have come into the employ of a merchant from that border town I mentioned. It's also where I was stationed to perform some research. You notice a hint of what what sounds like either anger, something creep into her voice as she mentions research, but she quickly moves on. It seems as though they cleared out a small coastal cave and captured all of the kobolds there alive. This included their chieftain and, well, she points to the Jiggy, his mount. For some reason, the bugbear wants to keep it and tame it, even though it keeps trying to bite his head off.
Interesting. I guess they like to keep dangerous company.
She frowns at that and then looks at you. Do you think I'm dangerous?
No, just more the huge ass thing that's chained to the ground right now.
Oh, oh. uh, yes, I suppose that would be the more dangerous thing. um, but yes, the Spear Point not only houses the Colosseum, but also the Center for Alchemical Research, a one part research facility, one part university. It's where most of us alchemists get our education, you see. And when I was last there, I do recall that they had an outstanding bounty for capturing large communities of things like kobolds. How should I put this? They're much like some species of feral goblins. We don't really know a lot about how kobold society works, and the curious minds at the research facility want to understand it. So, if we deliver them alive, they can study them and hopefully help to bridge the gap other between between other civilized people and the kobolds, as well they tend to be kind of pests and Hermit, you definitely know what she's talking about. You have heard scores of stories of kobolds stealing beer, weapons, armor, rune stones, just anything that they can get their hands on when they set up shop next to a dwarven settlement.
Yeah. All right, interesting. So you can do a lot of research about those things. I'm not really good at that kind of stuff. I usually just kind of kill everything that I see. So, yeah. So I'll probably end it there because I'm not really good company to understand really about researching and all that. So I'm just gonna go sit down and probably grab myself another soup because I am starving.
You do that, she says, and you also said that part about killing everything you see very casually, she says, looking quite worried.
Yep, and I'm just gonna
Sorry,
wave back as I'm gonna go get more food.
he hasn't killed me yet, so I think that's a good sign.
She opens and closes her mouth and says, "I believe I have made a grave mistake." So I'm assuming that you both take a very well-deserved long rest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Um,
I
could
just
we
I
also
just eat
Could we
and then
also take a
fall over.
5-minute break? I really need to go to the toilet.
Oh, you need to use the bathroom?
Yeah. Just 2 minutes.
Okay. I actually need to go to the bathroom too, so
Same.
yeah. Okay, all right. 5-minute bathroom break, everyone. For everyone watching at home, we will be right back.
Sin el amor no hay vida. Sin el amor no hay problema. Ole, rómpelo. Bra. Ole. Caminao. Ole. Sin el amor, sin el amor no hay vida. Sin el amor no hay problema. No hay problema. No hay problema.
And I'm back.
Same as me.
Alright. Alright. Just waiting on our half-elf.
Yep, I'm here.
Awesome. Okay. Everyone had a good bathroom break. Everyone ready to continue?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Then let's get into it. So, 8 hours later, when you both awaken, the sun is beginning to set, and you also notice that the Jiggy is gone.
Oh god. I'm just gonna stand up, look around.
Are the chains still there?
Yeah, the chains are still there. They seem to have been undone.
Undone or broken?
Undone. As you see, walking from the jungle line is Antonella the Alchemist, as she is like kind of muttering and grumbling to herself. And as she sees the both of you are up, she says, "Oh, you're awake."
Ah, so you take it for walks.
No, I don't. The bugbear does.
Interesting.
I say walks. It just bites on his shoulder and tries to kill him, and he just lets it while he walks around.
I can see where you're getting the slightly insane from.
Yeah, it sounds like an interesting dynamic that they have.
It certainly is. He definitely has an interesting way of trying to tame it, and now I'm the only one who's been able to successfully feed it. So now he's insisting that I help him tame it. Either way, him and the fiend walked off he walked off and the fiend followed him to make sure he doesn't die. So here we are. You were both out for the entire day.
Yes, we were very tired.
I could tell. Well, you both seem to be doing a lot better now, though you still look like you could use a bath.
What's that?
Yeah, I think a bath would be great, but I don't see anywhere where we could take one.
Ah, as
Am
you
I mistaken?
as, as you say that, it looks like those were the words she was waiting for. Ah, but I have something that could let you shower anywhere.
Oh, then please show us. I
Okay.
would be grateful.
She takes out a vial from her belt and looks very excited as she says, "I call it shower in a potion." She holds up what looks like a bubbling blue and green potion as she says, just shake well and sip, and your body's pores will clean out themselves. Your hair your hair will slicken, and it'll be as though you've just had an hour long soak. Want to
I
try it?
suppose it wouldn't be a bad idea to undress before we try it. I don't want to dirty my clothes more than they already are.
Ah, but that's the beauty of it. It also causes your body to produce a natural and completely safe soap from your pores, so it can even clean your clothes when you drink it. And she's like, her eyes are getting real big now, and for the first time, you both notice that behind her, around just above where just above her ass, you notice a you notice something going back and forth under the skirt, which looks eerily like a dog's tail wagging.
I am blatantly looking at it.
Can I insight check to see if she's telling the truth or not
Yes, you may roll
about the
insight.
effects of the potion? So I have +1.
And while that's happening, yeah, Hermit,
Three.
that is definitely a dog's tail, which, considering the dog ears, yeah, you know for certain that this is a beast woman now. Which
All
you can,
right.
which
And I will proceed.
yeah, you can roll
Oh, go
history
on.
if you can roll history or nature if you want to get some more info on that, but it's your choice.
You know what? Why not? I
All
will
right.
roll nature.
All right. And while you do that, Kari, yeah, she definitely she's definitely telling the truth.
I got a 3.
Okay, then I'm going to try and drink the potion.
All right, Hermit, she what you know about beastmen is that they are human-looking people with sometimes with tails and sometimes with ears. That's all you got.
Nice. Alrighty. Then I'm going to proceed to disregard everything that she said, as if I wasn't paying attention, just looking at the tail, and I'm going to take off my clothes and take a swig of the potion.
You see her take out a notepad and observe the both of you closely. She doesn't seem to have any qualms about the both of you being naked.
No, Kaaheri is going to keep his clothes on. For now, at least.
All right. So, as you both drink the potion, you feel like you're sweating quite a lot, but you also don't feel warm. As first you feel a trickle around your skin, and then the trickle increases, and then you notice that your skin is starting to starting to bubble, not like boil, but it's actually giving off soap bubbles. And she's she's taking down notes real quick, and she says, "Okay, good results. For the best results, I would recommend rubbing the soap around your skin in the desired areas."
Oh, I'm just rubbing it all over, getting it real in, behind the ears, everything.
Yeah, considering you didn't know what baths were, you basically the soap coming off you quickly turns like a muddy brown, but she says, "Okay," and now as she takes a step back and you both you the water that was leaking out of you just suddenly increases vastly as you both just let off small just waves of water it that from just about every pore. Like you feel it pulling in your clothes, you feel it soaking you through, and after a few moments it suddenly stops, and now you're both sort of just wet, but you do feel remarkably clean.
Well, it seems to have worked. So many thanks.
Just sit there like amazed, like, wow, what the heck happened?
She looks at you both and she seems to be waiting for something, but then when nothing happens, she says yes, as she like pumps her arms a few times. Yes, 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 as she's like walking up and down the beach. Yes, 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 and then she points up. Suck it, Dean. Sorry.
I think that
Uh,
meant you weren't convinced of the effect of your potion, were you?
I was quite sure that would work. It certainly worked on all the lab animals. I just needed to test out on a humanoid. I was certain you wouldn't die.
Well, that's reassuring.
Yeah, I guess we didn't explode, so. Alright, I'll just go put on my clothes.
Now, now then, um, hmm. Now we will have to wait until those two come back. As suspicious as I am of them, I also don't want to leave them behind and potentially get on their bad side.
Yeah, especially against an insane person. I don't think I want to fight anything that is talking about nuts. So I think I'm good. I can wait.
That sounds like a very wise decision. In the meantime, though, if we're going to have what the fuck was ignore that if you guys heard it. In the meantime,
Don't
though,
worry.
if you two are going to be traveling with us, we packed enough food for ourselves, but well, if you're both if you're both feeling your strength back, you I wouldn't mind if you could hunt up some extra food. It also might be
I'll
Yeah,
easy.
I
grab
think
both my
that's
javelins
Hmm.
in my hands and start walking. Just going.
if we can at
I
least
don't know what the
pull
heck I'm
our
looking for.
weight.
What were you
I have
saying,
no objection.
Waller?
I have no objection to that. I have no objection to walking with you if we have to pull our own weight. So yeah,
Excellent. Then try, then just go out and try to bring back as much food as you can before we set out.
and he will,
Okay.
or at least try.
So as you both make your way into the jungle, roll a perception check.
13.
8.
Okay. All right. Walher with a 13. You do notice you begin to see what looks like some kind of fruit bush, and it seems to be growing this oddly hairy fruit. It almost looks like a small coconut.
Well, I'm going to try and go closer to it, all while being as stealthy as I can.
Roll
Because
step.
maybe if there are fruits, they may be animals trying to eat them. And if
Roll.
I could get both the animal and the fruit,
All right. Roll a
yeah,
stealth check then.
10.
With a 10, you manage to get up to the bush where you see hopping along, and outside of it is a tall, well, not well, it's a very thin bird, let's say, it with long grasping feet that lets it hop from branch to branch as it goes around lightly pecking at each of these fruits it until it rears back and plunges its long sharp beak into one and you see the fruit just sort of collapse inward as you hear the sounds of liquid being sucked into the beak. And once it's done, the dried out husk drops to the floor of the jungle.
Hmm. Does the bird look big enough to feed at least 1 or 2 person for a meal?
About, yes. It's roughly the size of a pigeon.
Hmm.
It would make for an
Then I
excellent
will try
snack.
to shoot it. I will try to shoot it with my crossbow.
Roll to hit.
So I have +5. 11.
One short. As the crossbow bolt
Do I
comes, the
have advantage because I'm hidden?
right. Roll to hit again. Good catch.
10. Crap.
Good catch. Bad rolls. As the bird notices the bolt coming just a second before, and flies up and away.
Ah, damn it. Well, at least I got some of the fruits.
Yeah. These fruits, when you pick them up, their skin feels. Let's see. Have you ever filled up a water balloon just a little bit to where you can see through it, but you can still squeeze it without worrying about it popping?
Yeah,
It feels like it. That's what the skin of this fruit feels like. And when you pick it up, it jiggles in your hand. There's almost no flesh to it. It seems to be all liquid.
great. An empty ball sack. Then I will try to gather like as much as I can from this specific bush.
I really hate that
Um,
comparison because it's kind of accurate. Ah, Jesus.
Do I see him doing this, gathering
Yeah.
all this?
Yes, you do.
Okay, I'll just help him gather as much.
All right. So, with the two of you working together, you gather up about a pound or so of these fruits that they feel kind of weird to hold on to because they keep jiggling. But
Do we
it's
see
food.
anything else around?
Roll either another perception or survival check.
I will then do survive. An 8. Wow. Again.
Yeah, you're not seeing much else around.
Yikes.
Ouch.
hmm. I was wondering, do you have any piece of rope or string?
Um.
Because maybe we could use one of the fruits to lay a trap for the birds.
Ah. I will say yes. I'll say that you were able to. Yeah, I was. Yeah. You have some rope.
Cool, then a trap I shall lay.
Okay.
Is it like a sleight of hand check or something?
Sleight of hand or survival to make the trap.
And
Cool.
I will be standing around, hidden at least, with a javelin, ready to see if anything.
Then sleight of hand 11. I make terrible rolls.
You make a functioning trap, but it's pretty obvious to you.
I
So,
think I'm not a bird, so perhaps
well,
it could work.
let's see.
Let's
Uh,
hope.
let's see here. No, no. Ah, you get a few birds that come kind of peck at the rope, but see that they see, oh, it's an unfamiliar thing, I'd better go. But one of them, a particularly fat-looking one, hops over it and begins pecking and draining the food. At which point the trap triggers, and you have caught one bird live.
Oh, then I'm going to bring back to camp.
Ah, but as you're heading back to camp, roll a perception check at both of you.
Ready?
3.
14.
Ah, Hermit with a 14. As you're getting back to your campsite, you notice that there's more people there this time. There are 6 soldiers wearing the banner of a yellow snake.
I think we should stand back and see what happens. If they're not hostile to her, they may pass. If they are, then we come out, because if they see us, I think they might not be so happy.
Yes,
And
good thinking.
And we will find out if they are friendly or hostile next time, baby, because we're approaching the 3-hour mark. But yeah,
Let's go.
that'll be the session for now. I did want to make
Cool.
it to the 3-hour mark because, well, the last 2 ones we've had to have shorter sessions, but I think we got pretty close, and
Yeah.
it. I prefer for sessions to end when they should rather than arbitrary. But yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
All that.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I kind of had to hurry and slapdash this together with all the changes of plans that were happening. But how'd you guys like it?
It was good. I mean, the poor ship died very soon. I was not expecting us to get sunk that fast, but I mean,
firing the cannons into a ship that's right next to yours. That's kind of like trying to take out a guy running at you with a knife with a rocket launcher. But hey,
you did it.
Hey, it got results for a little bit. He sunk a ship. It's just that it was his own.
Yeah, I mean, he took the ballsy route. I mean, I respect it.
Yeah, Paulo, if you're still watching, you were a good guest.
Yeah, especially freaking yelling at me, man. It was great. It's great.
But anyway, yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Crap, I had something. Any notes, suggestions, anything like that before we close things out?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, me neither.
All right then. Well, everyone, thank you for watching. This has been Lottie's Library, and I will see you all next time.